I smiled wistfully as I watched the affectionate exchange. Suddenly overcome with a wave of nostalgia over the dog I had lost so many years ago. Perhaps my father was right. Maybe I was too soft. Cadence seemed to bring out all kinds of mushy emotions that I didn't even know I was capable of feeling. What are the towels for? Preparing yourself in case I decide to toss you in again? I teased as we casually strolled over to the dock. Yup. I winked at her when she shoved a playful elbow into my side. That's actually why I was a little late. I decided to grab us a few towels at the last minute. It's still pretty hot out, so I wore my bathing suit under my clothes. I figured we might want to cool off in the lake. That is, well, She stuttered. That's assuming you want to. I glanced at her, unsure why she suddenly sounded so hesitant. A visible flush crept up her neck until it turned her cheeks pink. Her tongue poked out to skim her bottom lip, and I couldn't help but to slightly smirk. If I wasn't mistaken, that adorable blush was because she was remembering our kiss from last night. Bending to set down the bottles of soda and radio on the Dick. Bending to set down the bottles of soda and... Bending to set down the bottles of soda and radio on the dock, I flipped the switch to turn on the music. Just as it had on the first night I found her here, U2 flowed from the speakers. I returned to a standing position and faced her. Swimming is definitely an option. I took a step closer and placed my hands beneath each of her elbows to draw her a little nearer. I was also hoping that a repeat of last night's kiss might be on the agenda too. I worried for a moment that I may have come off too forward, but there was no mistaking the undeniable hope that sparkled in her emerald eyes. Her already flushed cheeks darkened to a deeper shade of crimson. Fuck, she's beautiful. Sure, maybe. I thought we could watch the sunset first. Her tone was guarded, like she was unsure about me. Turning her head, she whistled for Dahlia. The dog was sniffing around the edge of the woods, undoubtedly in search of a stick. When she began to plod back toward us, Cadence moved away from me and began to spread the towels out on the dock. I watched her meticulously arrange the terry cloths so that each towel was perfectly square with the other. When she sat down on one of them, I took her cue and moved to join her. However, instead of sitting beside her, I sat behind her. Straddling her hips, I pulled her back to my chest. Is this okay? I asked, hoping to put her more at ease. More at ease, eh? I asked, hoping to put her more at ease. She just nodded in response, but still seemed a little tense as she attempted to settle in against me. I breathed deep, inhaling her scent. She smelled sweet with a hint of spice, like cherry vanilla. Her head rested just below my... One second. Okay. Her head rested just below my chin, and instead of looking out over the water at the sunset, I found myself studying the breath. Oh, okay. And instead of looking out over the water at the sunset, I found myself studying the braid she had woven into her hair. Varying shades of light and dark yellow intertwined with one another, creating a vibrant crisscross pattern of spun gold. I softly ran my hands up and down the soft skin of her bare arms, only pausing once to trace my finger over the lines of her dainty shoulder tattoo. We sat in silence, neither one of us saying a word, as we watched the sun slowly settle behind the trees.